Tonight we want to give you a live look at Buckingham Palace. This is where tributes continue to pour in for the late Queen Elizabeth II. This is one of these days where we've been watching history unfold in real time.
For the first time in 70 years, Britain has a new leader on the throne. It's an era for the monarchy that many of us have never seen.
Now we're going to get to all the tributes and the plans for the royal family during the coming days. We'll have that for you in a moment. But first tonight, a unique perspective on her passing.
Hoosiers, both native and Britain-born, share the historic impact of this day.
It was just 2 days ago the world saw this photo of Queen Elizabeth II welcoming the United Kingdom's new Prime Minister.
And I was struck when I saw her 2 days ago when she was meeting with the new Prime Minister that she seemed to have really aged a lot over the last few weeks.
By Thursday afternoon, the world learned Queen Elizabeth had died.
It wasn't unexpected. Her death was not unexpected, but it's still a little bit of a shock.
IUPUI political science professor John McCormick, a native of the UK, like much of the world, doesn't remember a time when Elizabeth wasn't England's queen.
She's the only monarch I've ever known, or most of us have ever known.
That's because Queen Elizabeth has held the title since she was 25 years old, ascending to the throne in 1952 after her father, who was king, passed away. At the time, Winston Churchill was England's prime minister, and Harry Truman was president.
And then she met 13 presidents. The only president she didn't meet during her time was Lyndon Johnson. So, you know, that's also a remarkable record. I don't think anybody in the world has actually met 13 presidents. I think she was unique in that regard.
But the Queen was also a mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother.
That's somebody's Gigi.
That's what Angie Glass is also thinking about as she mourns the Queen's passing. Glass says she's been following the royal family since the marriage of Princess Diana and Prince Charles.
You know, from being a little girl, and that was just a fairy tale.
Decades later, Glass and her friend were there when Diana and Charles' son, Prince Harry, married American actress Meghan Markle.
Everything about that was just an experience that I'll never forget.
And Glass won't forget Queen Elizabeth either.
Absolutely a passing of an era, and I just think would never be duplicated again. You know, that's sad in and of itself.
Professor McCormick says the world, especially Brits, are certainly mourning the Queen's passing while welcoming her son to the throne, now King Charles III.
The monarchy is a book with chapters. This is a very long chapter that we've just finished. So the book will continue.
And tonight, take a look. Flags across the state of Indiana flying half-staff to honor Queen Elizabeth II, one of many tributes that we're seeing around the world. From the Empire State Building to Tel Aviv, Denmark, you name it. There was even a moment of silence before tonight's NFL game between the Rams and Bills, and a tribute at the Harry Styles concert tonight. Even Elton John posted a memorial online. I mean, it's just been wild to see how this global response runs the gamut.
This is the first time in 70 years that Britain's seen a new ruler take the throne. So what exactly happens next? Well, in the next 24 hours, expect to see a lot of tributes pouring in honoring the Queen. That includes gun salutes across London, one round for every year of her life. And the bells of Westminster Abbey, St. Paul's, and Windsor Castle will toll. In the next day or so, we also expect a formal proclamation that Prince Charles is now king. Keep in mind, he automatically became king after Elizabeth's passing, but there will be an official ceremony at St. James Palace in London for an actual proclamation. Over the next few days, Elizabeth's body will travel from Scotland to England, making several stops for memorial services along the way. Now, her funeral won't be for another 10 days. Next Saturday, the royal family, British leaders, and world leaders head to Westminster Abbey for the service. Afterward, there's a procession past the grave of the unknown warrior and other historic monuments before reaching her final resting place at Windsor. You can follow updates on the Queen's passing, her memorial services, and next steps for the royal family. Just open your WTHR app.